Good morning, AGF, Agape Grace family. Pastor Paul here. Just heard from Pastor Henry through a text to ask me to send this video. I understand from Pastor Henry today is a praise and worship Sunday. And therefore, hopefully, as you read the subtitle, or whether Pastor Herman or Henry or somebody would interpret this short video. It's going to be about 10 minutes. I'm currently in the Philippines and heard that from Pastor Henry to ask me to send this short devotional video for you all. So here we go. First and foremost, let's believe that all things work together for our good. And even as you worship God today, even as you celebrate Jesus today, and even there's no sermon, this short sharing would like to encourage you to always keep your eyes on Jesus. If you want to talk about worship, you want to talk about praising God, you cannot, in one way or another, move away from the book of Psalms. So there are 150 Psalms in the Bible, and out of the 150, 1/3, slightly more than 50, are what we call lamentation, lament. The word lament means to pour out your heart. Not necessarily in times of sadness, but it can be pouring out of gratitude as well. You find there's a lot of worship and praises found in the book of Psalms. But today, just for today, I'm going to use Psalms 75. So there are 150 Psalms, all right? Some very short, some very long. I'm going to use right in the middle, Psalms 75. And I'm going to read from the NIV. I do not know how your bahasa Indonesia itu Alkitab, how it sounds like. Maybe Pastor Henry or Herman or one of the pastors may want to read. I'm going to just take, it's only 10 verses in that psalm, so I'm going to just use the whole 10 verses quickly. It's a psalm by Asaph. Asaph is one of the worship leaders. He's a Levite. And it goes like this. Verse 1, we praise you, God. We praise you for your name is near. People tell of your wonderful deeds. So number one, we can praise God because we know, maybe for in the ancient time during Israel, they may find it a little bit difficult to call on the name of Yahweh, but we have the name of God near to us, and that name is Jesus. And what has Jesus done for us? He has done many wonderful deeds for us. Verse 2, you say, I choose the appointed time. It is I who judge with equity. So, sometimes we get upset and we get unhappy over certain things, but yet it is God who chooses the appointed time, and therefore it is God who judges. And when God judges, He judges with fairness, He judges with righteousness, and therefore we can trust God's judgment in this life. Verse 3, when the earth and all its people quake, it is I who holds its pillars firm. So you find that in this present day, 2025, you look around the world, you get a lot of chaotic situation. History is being made. We're getting nations going to war. We are hearing about nations about to engage into war and all that fear and fear-mongering. And if you're not a believer, you can actually feel very unsettled, yeah? But remember, it is God who holds it firm. It is not us. It is not our military strength. It is not our ability, not our focus, but it is God and God alone. Then verse 4, it says, to the arrogant I say boast no more. You and I, we cannot be arrogant because we know that everything we have comes from Jesus. To the wicked, do not lift up your horns. Do not lift up your horns against heaven. Do not speak so defiantly. So the word horns here is not just horns. So in the ancient time, the word horns talk about empire strength, kingship. Okay, that means your horn. A horn is always talking about power. Do not think that whatever strength you have, whatever power we have, that we can say, God, we don't need you. You may even come to a very big ministry yourself, and AGF will grow to a fabulously big church and strong, mighty church, but yet it is not us. It is Jesus and Jesus alone. And therefore, do not speak so defiantly. Don't look down on other people. Don't defy God's way. Yeah. Verse 6, no one from the east or the west or of the desert can exalt themselves. Who is the west? West will be Europe, America. Who is the east? East would be Russia, China. They can't exalt themselves. No power in the world is bigger than God. All right? And from the desert, who's from the desert? Desert is the Middle East area. So you have Sahara Desert, you get a lot of countries, even Jordan, Saudi Arabia, you get even Israel, certain part of Israel can be very dry, very desert kind of places. No one in anywhere in the world can exalt against God. Verse 7, it says, it is God who judges. He brings one down, he exalts another. End of the day, all we have belongs to God. End of the day, whether you say, oh, but I worked so hard for this, and I spent so many years. Our 70, 80 years is like a breath, like a finish, right? But everything is in God's hand. No one can exalt themselves. It is God who exalts, and it is also God who put it down. Verse 8, in the hand of the Lord is a cup full of foaming wine mixed with spices. He poured it out, and all of the wicked of the world, the earth, drinks it down to its very dread. What does this mean? It means that there is a day coming that God will judge, and people who don't want to turn away from their evil ways. So we already see like certain places, certain people, they keep doing evil. God's mercy is out there for them. But if they do not want to turn to God and allow God's mercy, God's goodness and grace overcome them, what happened? One day, they will have to drink the mixed wine, which is judgment. And the judgment is not a good judgment. So for you and I, we can worship God. Why? We can worship God because God knows how to judge. God knows how to take care of his people. All right? Verse 9. And this is for you and I today. As for me, I will declare this forever. I will sing praises to the God of Jacob. Who is the God of Jacob? Yahweh. Who is the God that we serve? Jesus. So we can sing praises. Why? Because Jesus conquered death. Not only did he conquer death, he conquered sickness. Not only did he conquer sickness, he conquered poverty. Everything that we lack, Jesus has super abundantly supplied to you and I. So today, as you worship God together, as you sing praises, remember of all the good that God has looked after you, all the good that God has done for you, how faithful he has been. Remember that years ago things were cheaper, yet even today when we complain, wah, mahal na, semua itu mahal na, yet God has looked after us. And verse 10, final one, I will cut off the horns, the power. I will cut off the horns of all the wicked, but the horns of the righteous will be lifted up. We are the righteous. So the wicked, their horns, their power, God will cut it off. But you and I, God will raise up our horns. Why? Because we are the righteousness of God. You know, my dear family in Agape Grace family, God loves you so much. Yes, in times, sometimes we don't understand why certain things happen. We don't understand why bad things happen. We don't understand why suddenly somebody falls sick or somebody passes away. And we feel sad. We feel, lost. But with God, everything is in control. He knows the challenges we face. He knows the difficulties we have. But yet, to good, to bad, in our sight, God knows that everything He's doing for your good, your wellness. So let us believe today and let us praise God and say, God, thank you that you lift up our horns of righteousness. So have a wonderful time in worshiping. Praise Jesus and thank God for all the good that He has done. Thank God for what He's doing today, and thank God for what He will do for your tomorrows. The Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. His grace, His goodness, His mercy, His prosperity be upon each and every one of you and your family. Jesus love you. Love you guys. Have a wonderful Sunday.